Okay, so Richard asked me, why do I want to learn how to change a tyre? I've never learned how to change one. No one's taught me. It's a skill I've never learned, and I think being a driving instructor, it's something that I should be able to do, and not just as a driving instructor, but as a person who drives a vehicle. And so Richard's kindly going to teach me. Then I forgot. Go on then.
Okay, so we've got to lift the car up using the jack.
Yeah.
This jack isn't the best one for this car. It doesn't have to go high enough. So for this car, we just have to lift it up on some blocks of wood as well.
So then you put the blocks of wood on top of the jack?
I'll put these on the floor. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, now.
And then where do you jack up from?
I'm going to show you underneath.
Okay.
So it's a kind of getting on your hands and knees job.
Yeah.
What you're looking for is a metal part of the car rather than a plastic part.
Okay.
So you really have to kind of got to lie down and get your head
Under.
Looking underneath.
Hang on to it. So.
Okay, and you should find.
Oh yeah. So that's there.
Yeah. Metal bit. If you sort of reach under where my fingers are,
Yeah.
you'll find a ridge.
Oh yeah.
And that ridge is going to slot into that bit of the jack.
Really?
Yeah.
That?
Where are you?
There.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've got to get that in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, I just thought it was like a plate.
No. I mean, you can put it anywhere that's metal, but you're then at risk of
Slipping.
this tipping over. So the safest way is to line that ridge up in that slot.
Okay. And does that come flat completely?
It will do, yeah. I mean, for storage, it goes right down.
Sorted.
So to start with, you'll slide that under, put it on the blocks of wood.
Yeah.
Find that
So
ridge
we're going
in
to have to
there.
put that back, aren't we?
Yeah. You sort of jiggle it around as you go. Going to start with, just raise it up with your fingers.
And then
We'll put the key on it afterwards.
sorted.
And so you pop it where you think it needs to go, and I'll check it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Does that look good? Ah, now. Can I put it on that third one?
You can.
Do I need to put it on there?
No, it's fine on there.
Is it? So hasn't that got to go underneath it? Huh?
So it's going to end up like that.
Oh, hang on.
Well, that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So then how am I going to get that underneath?
So maybe you'll only need 3.
Okay.
It's a while since I've done it on Teresa's car.
So if I put that on there, then put that so that's in there. If I've got to find that.
I mean, start lifting the jack up, and you can then jiggle the
Because it's going to
the ridge and slot together. Imagine doing this on a rainy night.
there. So it hasn't got in yet. There's a head torch, something I should. Yes, it's in.
Okay, so finger tight until it sort of stops moving and you can feel it starting to lift the car, and then just leave it for a moment.
So I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'll get my head under and have a look as well.
No, I don't think I have.
Let's have a look. No, that looks good.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Sorted.
Yeah. Okay. You'd want to make sure that your parking brake is on.
Yeah.
And as we do in the front wheel, ideally leave it in gear as well. Because otherwise what's going to happen is, as you're trying to turn the wheel nuts, the wheel's going to spin.
So leave it in gear?
Leave it in gear, because normally your parking brake only works on the back wheels.
Yes.
So leave it in gear to stop your front wheels turning if you're a front wheel drive car.
Right.
Okay.
No, that makes perfect sense. Because otherwise I would have gone. I wouldn't have put it in gear.
No. And you'll find when you lift it up and start cranking the wheel nuts, your wheel will just spin. Have you got
That's
locking
a really,
wheel?
really, really important factor.
Yeah.
Because I would have done that and then gone, why is that spinning?
Yeah. And we're also going to slacken the nuts off while it's still on the ground.
So that you... So
Again, so that we're not putting pressure on the car and sort of pushing it backwards where
and
it's going to
tilting
tip
it.
off the jack.
Okay.
Have you got locking wheel nuts on your car?
Yes.
So you know how that works?
No. I just give it to the guy.
Okay. So this contains like a unique pattern
Yeah, for your nut.
for your...
And it's only for one of them.
It will do all 4 wheels.
But there's only one on each wheel.
Oh yeah, no, normally you only have one locking wheel nut on each wheel.
Sorted.
So that will go on and you'll spin it round until you feel it engage.
Engage. There.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now this is called a wheel brace.
Yeah.
This is a telescopic one to let you get more leverage.
Okay. Does it come in your car kit?
Should do. So you're going to undo it now.
So how do you know to go this way and not the other way?
So lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And do you need to...
You need a bit of pressure on it. That's it. That's all you need to do to start with.
Yeah.
So now take that off. You won't need the locking wheel nut for the other nuts. Just do exactly the same now. Just slacken them off. If you're finding it's quite stiff, that's it. Extend the lever.
Can't snap it, can you?
Not easily.
So that's enough?
That's enough for now. Just do all of them.
Yeah, the further out you come.
The easier it gets with a longer lever, doesn't it? Another tip is if you start...
Higher up.
Yeah, start higher up.
Okay, so start higher up. But that's alright, isn't it, for that one? So if I start there... Ooh,
That's it, don't worry about that.
drop that.
Yeah.
So that's up.
Super. So that's all you need to do to start with there. Just they're loose enough now so that when the car is in the air,
We can take them off.
you'll be able to take them off quite easily. So do them a little bit more.
That's because I had them at the top. Isn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit more each one.
So I'll start off here. Oh no. Is that looser? Can you have it?
Yeah, I can do that with my fingers now, so that's definitely looser.
This one that's going to need more of it. I like this. I suppose because the angle of it, isn't it?
That's right. Super. And as long as they're all loose enough to do with fingers, perhaps just do that one again a little bit, Suki.
Yeah.
Super. Okay, so now we're ready to jack the car up.
So,
So you're going to use your lever and
Does
just
that-
winch it up
go into there
into there. That's it.
and straighten it out.
You want this to still have a bend in it,
Oh,
so it's going to work like a crank like
oh,
that.
okay. See, I would have straightened it. So, I'll do it this hand. Is that correct?
That's right.
Then is it that way?
You've got it.
So it's the same as Lucy left.
Lefty loosey, righty tighty. So right is going to take
And
it.
this is
We'll
right
take
to
it
go
higher.
higher.
That's it. Now imagine that this tyre is completely flat.
Yeah.
It's not going to be kind of as deep as that. We're going to lift the car until the wheel comes off the ground.
Is that alright, that noise?
That's fine, it's just handbrake creaking.
Poor car.
Okay, can you see the wheel lifting?
Yep. Can you hear it as well? And I'm completely ignored. So should you do it at a pace or just gently?
Doesn't matter as long as you lift the car. Just keep an eye on it, make sure it's kind of still in line and it's not tilting over. That looks fine.
Yeah, it's in there. So was that enough or
That
more?
looks enough.
With the
Now
middle
keep going, yeah. We just want to be able to see daylight underneath the tyre.
So this is quite easy, really.
That's it. Okay, you're off the ground now.
So that just...
That's it. So, When you've got a car lifted up on a scissor jack like this,
Yeah.
never ever go underneath the car.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
they're
so
not safety devices. It'll lift the car. You can't guarantee that it won't fail and come crashing down on top of you. So this is only for changing wheels where you're not going to be getting your hands or your head underneath. Okay, so now you can just use your fingers now to remove the rest of the wheel nuts.
So do we need our the nut again, or do we just do it?
I tend to just do it with my fingers now.
So I think we're better off with that. And this is just like taking the tyre pressure cap off,
That's right.
the valve.
And then just put them somewhere where they won't roll away down a drain.
That one's a bit tighter, so can I put that in? No.
You won't need the locking wheel nut for that, just a normal nut for that one.
Oh. Bring back the gloves. So if I just put that in.
That's probably enough.
Obviously if it's raining, you do it a lot faster than this.
That's it. Once you've done it once, you'll get quicker next time as well.
So this is the one. Does it have to go back on a specific one?
No, it doesn't matter which one it goes back on.
Right.
Different cars might vary, but I've never come across a car where it's important which one it goes on.
Right.
And now, with your gloves on, you'll just slide the tyre off, just pull it towards you.
From the alloy?
Yeah, just hold the bars on the alloy. That's it. And then,
that's easy.
that's it, and then just roll it away from you. So they're quite heavy. That's it, you just roll them out the way instead of lifting them.
And then just pop it down that way.
Pop it down, that's it. You then, the procedure for putting your spare wheel on is exactly the same as putting this one back on anyway, so I'm just going to get you to put this one back on.
So spare wheel tends to be slightly smaller.
Sometimes, I've got an example of one, just bear with me. It says sometimes.
So it's not, it's only shorter.
So this one isn't a space saver tyre. A space saver tyre is usually very, very thin.
Yeah.
Now, you can't use those for driving tests.
Yeah. So can you use this?
This one, no. Because it's not an exact match for my other wheels.
Yeah.
This one is a slightly different size to mine.
Okay.
So you're restricted to 50 miles an hour,
Yep.
which isn't acceptable for a driving test either.
Right. And are they printed? Oh, they're just stickers on.
They're stickers. If it was a space saver, it would be a lot thinner than this.
Yeah.
You would always put the space saver on the non-driving wheels. So if your car is a front wheel drive,
Yeah.
you would want the space saver on the back. So you would take the good wheel off the back,
Yeah. Put it to the
put
front.
it on the front, and then put the space saver on the back.
Okay.
If you've got a rear wheel car.
So the only difference with the space saver is just a third.
Yeah, it's just
So you're
smaller.
better off just having that.
Absolutely. If your car has got room to accommodate a full size or a near full size spare wheel, go for it. And most cars have got the space for it.
Yeah.
It's
they
just the
haven't put them
manufacturers
in.
don't supply it because of the extra weight.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You'll notice this is actually not for this car either because this is 4 holes.
And that's
whereas that one's
5.
5. This is off my
That's yours.
my learner car.
Come on then, mister.
Come on, Astrid.
Is that no? I can't normally get in there, but I can get in there now. So.
Okay, so just point out another couple of things while we've got this off. This is the brake disc. I'm pressing buttons with me. Pressing buttons with me. My hips. So this is the brake disc.
Yes.
These are the brake pads.
Okay, and they're the ones that replace more often.
That's right.
And this are.
They should last longer.
Yes.
As long as you replace your brake pads on
More
time.
often. Yeah, yeah.
If the pads wear too much,
Yeah.
they'll start gouging grooves in the brake
And
disc.
that's where you see the rust.
That's right.
building up.
You'll actually see grooves in there like an LP record.
Wow.
And these are a lot more expensive to replace. So
As I've been told, ready for my next service.
Yeah.
Yeah, up in the smell now. And this is why, when we're asking them to do that tempo when it's doing the manoeuvres,
Yeah.
and not lift the foot too high and press the brake.
Absolutely.
Because then they're wearing it, if one's trying to move, the other's trying to move, and that's
Right.
yeah. Okay.
So it's not good for the clutch either.
No. Right.
Okay, so
this has got to go back on.
that's it. Now, if you'd taken off a flat tyre
Yeah.
where you've got, it's not fully inflated at the bottom,
Yeah.
you might find you now need to jack the car up a little bit higher
Because
this is more inflated than it was,
Yeah.
but because this was fully inflated anyway. For the
so is it
purposes
best
of-
to just pump it up higher anyway?
jack it up higher anyway. You can always go even higher if you need to.
Yeah.
So if you find that the lugs and the holes aren't lining up properly, just
Yeah.
winch it up a bit more.
Okay. So now.
So roll it into place.
So it's more enough. Oh, so this is even more precision. This is
Yeah,
like
it's more tricky to put it on than it is to take it off.
So, is this where you might want it a little bit lower?
Probably not. Probably okay. You might just have to lift the wheel very slightly. So,
Okay. So, now my bum's in your camera. Okay. Oh, so if you're rolling it in a bit.
that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so line up the holes and the lugs roughly.
So it's roughly there.
That's it. Take your fingers out so you don't get them trapped and just lift on.
Oh. Okay. So.
Just take a step back and have a look and see if you need to rotate the wheel a little bit.
Steamed up glasses doesn't help, does it? So it's there. So I need to rotate it slightly that way. There. That's too much now. No?
It's trial and error this bit.
So. Oh.
See if I can rotate it in. I'm doing it from the side so I can't see.
Oh, I can't see.
Can't see as clearly.
Tell you what, you go that side.
Okay.
I'll go that side. This is the hard bit.
It is.
So it's literally. Oh, now that one's on.
Okay, so where does the other one? So we need to rotate it that way just a little bit.
No?
Okay, so I'm thinking maybe we do need to jack up a little bit more.
Okay. Ah,
So,
okay.
so try that. I'll move this out the way so that. See? Try that, see if that's enough.
Right. So, we get that closer to it. Then we need to align those. So that's where. Is it easy looking at this? Is this that hard, is it? Oh no. Richard, am I making my work here?
No, I don't think so. We've just got to line them up. Let's have a look.
Let me put that there. You
There you go.
see, man knows what he's doing.
Okay, so just put a couple of nuts back in now, just to stop it slipping off again. They don't need to be really tight, just a couple
Enough to
opposite
let
each
them-
other. That's it. That's
Just
it.
like if you're going to screw something in.
You've got it, okay, and then pop the others on. Don't tighten them too much at the moment, we just want finger tight to start with.
Have I got this right? No, I've got
That's
one
back to
right.
front, you've got it now.
No wonder it's not going to go on. Yeah?
Okay, now when I'm doing this bit, tightening them up, I usually just put a foot at the bottom,
Okay.
just to square it up against the hub.
Right. Otherwise it's wobbling,
That's it, and then just do them up.
so tighten them. Yeah.
So I'll put a foot there for you.
This is not like a racing, is it? Does that need to come back a little bit there?
So just keep going round until the wheel is nudged up against the hub and it's not rocking like that.
Just that one there.
Make it still go a little bit tighter, it's still wobbling, can you see?
Yeah. So much easier.
Pop the locking wheel nut on if it's easier to grip.
No. Now that's better, isn't it?
Okay, super.
Yeah.
And
So
now you'll use the wheel brace to snug them up, but not too much at this stage. Again, we don't want to be pulling the car over.
Okay. So do we do the thingy one first?
Left, doesn't matter which one you do.
So left is loose.
Yeah, and
So now right is
right is tight.
about that much, yeah?
About that
On
much
each one?
is fine. Just until you feel some resistance at this stage. And the bottom one, you might find that the wheel brace hits the ground. So you might need to go part way and then take it off, reposition, and then pop it on again.
Yeah. So start low.
Good.
And then go up. Okay, at the moment.
That's it. And then
Just
the
gonna
locking
do
one.
that. Start low.
So engage the locking wheel nut first.
Have I done that?
That's it,
Yeah.
you've got it.
So is it better to do it off it?
I tend to put it in with my fingers to start
Yeah.
with.
Who have we got watching us now?
Oh, that was Merlin.
Is that Merlin?
Okay.
Okay.
If they're fairly snug, that's good enough for now.
Yeah?
So
You
we'll
want the feel?
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So now we lower the jack down so that the wheel goes back on the ground.
So this goes left.
Lefty loosey, that's right.
So go this way.
It's much easier taking it down than going up.
Is it? Oh, because it's left-handed. Right.
And because the weight is helping press it down, you're not fighting against gravity this way.
Am I doing this right?
That's looking good.
Sorry, definitely trying to cut that a bit. That's just the car settling back.
Yeah, it's just settling down on the road again now. You might be able to do it just by twisting it with your fingers, see what it feels like.
Oh no.
Not yet.
Oh yeah. It's quite tight still. If it's alright, I will.
Absolutely.
Sitting back out. Now that's going to be looser.
Yeah, so you can probably do that with fingers now and just slide it out.
We've got an audience.
Apologies for the cats fighting each other.
Just needs to come down a tad one. No.
There you go.
So that's out.
Super.
Take that out.
And now that the wheel is on the ground, go round again and snug all of those wheel nuts up.
Okay. So if I put that there. I better put the wheel on. Right. So, when I come over this side,
I'm just going to reposition the camera. Okay, and for tightening them, if you pop it at about that angle,
yeah.
you can
Oh,
then
'cause then you'll have
you
to
can
get it
use
down.
your body weight to get it down. That's enough. That's perfect.
Is that right? So it's that way. Yeah?
Yep, perfect.
So, how do I do that one? So if you just have a check for me.
I will certainly check them.
So the hardest bit is getting the tyre back on.
I think so. Yeah, I'm quite happy with those. All done.
So you've taken the wheel nut off.
It's still there.
As long as you got that.
Perfect.
So is there anything else that we can check?
Not really. That's it. You've just got to remember that your punctured tyre now needs to go somewhere to be repaired or replaced.
And then get back the tyre back on.
That's right.
That's so easy. Once you're shown how to do it, it's really easy. So find that ridge before you then start cranking it up. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. You've got to turn it to the left to get the tyre off. Getting the tyre off is easier, but it's having to put one back on. So just a little bit of time aligning them back up. And then tighten them by hand. Use your foot at the bottom. Tighten it a bit more by hand. And then leverage it down again, the jack. And then tighten them with, I've forgotten what the tool's called.
That's the wheel brace.
With the wheel brace. And then also make sure that's angled further down so you can give your body weight that push onto that wheel brace. Dead easy. Done. As an instructor, I'm skilled and able to show them how to change a tyre, but how to tell them how to change one as well. And it makes me feel a bit more empowered, rather than say, oh, call the garage or ask someone who can change one. I can actually say I know how to change one, and this is what we do to change one. So fantastic. Thanks, Richard.